Welcome to a tour of the Explain Everything app. Let's get started. This is the project screen where we will see all our projects, and we can group them into folders to keep them organized. Using the gear, I can link to other accounts like Google Drive, where I might have photos, videos, or other content to include in my Explain Everything projects. I'm going to use the plus to create a new project, and I like to choose a white background. I can change the draw colors at any time during my creation, so I start with a white background because that's the easiest for me to work with. Here's my main Explain Everything screen. We're going to go over a few of the tools. Here's the pen. If I choose the pen and choose a color, right now it's black, I can draw on the screen. If I hold down on the pen, I can choose a different line thickness. I can choose a different color, and I can draw a different kind of line. The highlighter works very much the same way. I'm going to hold my finger down on the colors, and I can choose a new color. And now when I come over to the screen, I have a highlighter. I can see through it. It's only semi-opaque. The Shapes tool, if I hold my finger down, gives me options to switch between circles, square, arrow, lines, and a star. I can adjust the thickness of the border, and let's imagine I still want a star, and I'd like that star to be blue. By touching the middle of the screen and pulling my finger, I can adjust the size of the star. Now I'm on this finger tool. I can drag the star, and I can use two fingers to pinch and zoom and adjust it just how I want it. The next tool is the Text tool. Holding my finger down lets me adjust the font and the size and the border. Tapping on the stage allows me to create a box. You'll notice that the text goes in the same color that is already checked off down below. It's best to adjust your color and font before typing your text. It's not easy to change afterwards. The blue handle lets me adjust the size of the box. The green handle lets me get rid of the box. I can use the finger tool to touch and move the text, or two fingers to pinch and zoom and position the text where I want it. The plus tool lets me insert items. In photo, video, or file, you can see that I can insert from Google Drive or Dropbox or Evernote. I'm going to insert from the photos on my iPad, and I'm going to choose this picture. I can use the crop tool and drag a square and tap the crop tool again, and I can cut out parts of the picture. If I use the lasso crop tool, I can be even more specific about what parts of the picture I want and what parts of the picture I don't want. Tap the tool again, and there we are. Tap Done. It will insert. This is too big for me, but I'm on my finger tool, so I can pinch and move and place the picture where I want it. I'd like to insert some other things, but there's no room on this stage. So instead of being on slide 1 of 1, I'm going to click plus and be on slide 2 of 2. I can always click here to scroll between my slides, and I can even use a finger, hold it down, and change the order, or if I tap on one with a finger and hold it down, I get options to duplicate or delete it. So on this screen, I would like to insert, and I'm going to go back to Photos, Videos, or File, and I'm going to go into my Google Drive, and I'm going to go look for a file that I could insert. At this point, I'm thinking I might like to insert a PDF document. So I'm going to include an Explain Everything rubric that has some information about how to use Explain Everything. Here are some intermediate skills with Explain Everything. And I'm going to choose this document and let it load, and then it will be part of my Explain Everything. I can pinch and make it fit the page, and I will be able to talk about it when I do my recording. I'm going to create another slide, and I'm going to insert a web browser. The web browser will allow me to search right here in the page, and I will be able to annotate and scroll on this web page. I'm going to leave this page for right now. We'll come back to it. I'm going to go back to my first page, and I'm going to use the delete tool. The way delete works is I tap delete, then I tap the object I'd like to delete, then I tap the X. The undo tool works as you would expect an undo tool to work. This target is a laser pointer. I can use the laser pointer when I'm recording, and it will not annotate the slide. It will just draw attention to parts of the slide. The inspector tool lets me arrange things front and back. So arrange is going to be very important in a case like this. If I take my lines and I want them on my star, they are right now behind my star because I added them to the stage first. But if I arrange and touch the star, I can choose to put the star at the back of the stage. Now it is behind these lines, so I can go back to my finger, grab the lines that I drew, and I can, not the picture, and I can shrink them and fit them into the star. I can use my inspector tool if I wish to now tap on all these elements and choose to group them. Once they are grouped, using my finger, I can move them all at once. The real power of Explain Everything comes with the recording feature down at the bottom. I want to record what I want to say on this slide. It will capture any movement that happens when the record button is on, as well as my voice. So if I tap on record, the recording starts, and I can say, "This is my slide." And I'm going to use my laser pointer to say, "This is text." And I might use my finger to say, "Check it out." And wow, this is awesome! And then I will stop the recording. If I were to play it back, you would hear my voice and you would see all the action. I'm going to spare you me playing it back, but you can see if I scroll through the timeline, we see the laser pointer being a laser pointer, we can see the star dance, and we can see the motion that I made. It's all there, it's all recorded. If I want to retake from partway through, I can position myself on the timeline, press record again, and it will say, "Do you want to record over everything that went afterwards?" And I can say yes or no. I can move on to the other slides. Only slides that have some recording time will show up in the final recording. So it's really important that I record at least something. So I'll hit record, and I will say, "This is an Explain Everything skills rubric. You can work your way through it to learn more on your own." and I will continue to scroll through. Here is my web browser. Okay, so I hit record, and I'm in this web page, and I can stop and annotate something and continue in the web page. To scroll, my annotations go with the part that I annotated, and they stay there, which is really nice. I am all finished my recording. If I return to my first slide, I could play it slide by slide, but there is also, if I hold my finger on the play button, a magic golden play that will play through all the slides together. Once I'm happy with my project, or if I have to leave the app, I'm going to use this down arrow to save my project. I will call the project Sample, and I'll click Save. Now if I need to get back to the project or edit the project, it is saved within Explain Everything. But it's not a real movie yet. So I want to use this Share Square up arrow to save it as a video. I could save a PDF or an image or a project elsewhere. I might want to save my video on my iPad or put it straight on YouTube or Google Drive. Sometimes it's slower to upload it straight from Explain Everything. If you're having trouble with it timing out, simply save it to your photos and upload it to Google Drive in a second step. We're going to save to photos, and it will take a few minutes, so we'll just let it take that time. You must leave the app open and undisturbed. You can't close the app and go and work somewhere else, so leave it open and just wait for it to be finished. Now that it's finished, you can see that I have a message that the movie's saved to the camera roll, and I can click OK. Now I can go click on the house to return to the projects page. There's my project that I can get in and edit if I need to make any changes. Closing the app. If I go over to my photos, I will be able to see that my new project is saved down here, ready to share, and it will play just like a movie, and I can upload it to Drive anytime I want. So I hope that you can see a lot of possibilities for Explain Everything, and I hope that you'll give it a try and see what your students can create with this awesome app.